The big anchor, that came from the cove. Oh, I forgot about that part somehow. During, when I was in high school, I had a barge. The barges were all over the beaches. So I got an A-frame my father made. And I went out there, I tied that underneath and I brought it over. That's from the 1800s. It had a wooden stock. They had the metal stock after that. And it weighs about, I don't know, maybe a ton. Just put it on the beach, put some planks and rollers and tackle and put it up there. It's been there ever since. Pretty neat.
It was just on the beach. Where did you find it?
Well, in the cove there was two barges. That's another story. There was two barges there. One was a barge that would dump garbage. They used that to get rid of all the overburden. They take it out in the sound and put the gates up and slide out. So they didn't have to unload it with a crane. And the other one was a railroad barge, which was kind of free, nice and big and long, and they put stuff on that. And then they beached them and then put those anchors on them. The barge is disintegrated. But before that, you could swim down inside, spear fish. So I'm in there doing that often, and I get in there one day and I get in, and I don't know which way's out. I mean, how long can you hold your breath under there? That was pretty scary. I do that after that. But we did get a couple fish, not worth the risk. So that's that part of the story. And all of those that sand on the east beach there, that was all marshes. And they went in with the dredge and there was no gravel. They wanted to get to the sound, they couldn't. So they just used that to dump sand. So there was piles of sand all over. And they would take the overburden, the marshes, some of it, cart it out when they did cut in, and they'd pile it up so high that it would slump like that and make a big tidal wave and break the anchors on the dredge. And they were told not to pile it so high because the barge didn't get back in time. And my father was pulling out one of the anchors with the steam dredge, the steam derrick, and something let go and the boom came straight up and just stood there and it fell forward. Now, if it fell back or it hit the boiler and I wouldn't be getting any talk. He said that was very scary. That shouldn't have happened, but stuff happens when you're working and you're welding stuff and doing...
Was there ever a commercial fishery in this area?
Not to my knowledge. They had them running out in the sound at the harbor. They put the oyster dock there because they spawned the oyster and then they brought it over and they made the Blue Point oysters. Because they wouldn't spawn, the water was, the salinity was no good. Then in '38, the hurricane made a big breach there and the tides were much greater and it changed that. And all the oysters didn't take, but the clams came, so that worked out pretty good. And he was working in Flax Pond. They were trying to get in there to get gravel, but that's all mud and sand. They went in a little bit. There's a little bit of a harbor there, and they gave up. But while they were doing that, they got a report on the wireless from a freighter that there was a bad northeaster. So the 21st of September, I don't know, something like that. And it got really bad, and the boss said, you know, we shut this down because the gravel's washing off the scales, and we're not, we're not making any money this way. Come back when this subsides. And on the way back, they had a steam tug, and it had portholes in it, and it broke the portholes. It was that rough. The waves were over 6 feet high in the harbor. And the pumps couldn't keep up with it. And it was starting to get up to the boiler, and it just made it to the dock. And he said that when he got there, there was wood flying through the air like it was being dumped off a cloud. It was going underneath it, and it took him an hour to get from the dock to Poquott, driving through the backwoods and up on lawns and cutting branches. That was quite a storm. It came very fast. And that was a scary time to say. And he did a couple of neat things. He made elbows, because everything came from, I guess, Philadelphia. And the elbows would wear out. They have another way of making an elbow now. It has a protrusion in it. So the gravel stays in it. It doesn't wear the elbow out. If it take a straight pipe and cut it this way, and cut another one this way, and put them together and weld them, and you make an elbow. And you take the flanges off the other one, because you can only weld so many patches on a pipe to make it useful. The water be squirting out all over the place. That was a good innovation. Another one was when the gravel would come down, it would come on the barge, and it had a teeter-totter, so the gravel would go this way, and it'd go this way and load the other side. That would wear out in hours. They just welded scrap metal on it, and he says, we'll use natural rubber, which is really hard to get. That lasted at least a month, no problem at all. And all the scrap metal, anything that it cut off, right overboard. There's metal all over the place. They're not bringing it in, you know, they're making money, you know, in the salvage business. And,
Do you have any interaction with Tinker or Tinker's estate? Do you remember any memories of that?
yeah.
That you want to tell us.
Because he had a 3-story house with Tiffany glass and spiral staircases on both ends. And that estate was being taken down for housing or something. So they were pretty much breaking it up. So my cousin and I went in there and took the keys. We broke the rest of the windows. We raised Cain there. We had a lot of fun. And there was nobody there because we do it on Sunday or something.
Where was the house?
It was on Tinker's Point, right above where that rock jetty is, where he kept his boat, the Palestine, I think the name of the boat was. I can barely remember. I think it was a catboat, but I'm not sure. Sloop, okay. I didn't see it, but maybe I saw a picture and thought I remembered it. And the harbor did have an entrance. It's not where it is. It was over where there's a near Pirates Cove. As you start going west, and it was like Smithtown. It went in a zigzag and shoaled up. It was terrible. And the Eastern Seaboard Sand and Gravel said to the Corps of Engineers, "We'll put the channel over here, put breakwaters in for nothing." I said, "Go ahead," because they wanted the gravel. They dug that channel as wide and as deep as they could get it. And the scouts, when they'd come back from the city, they would carry the granite from the subway buildings. They were building subways all over. They're throwing the rocks off, you know, Battery Park to stretch the island. And they just put the rocks on and they dumped them along the side, so everybody won. They filled the other one in, but if you get a very high tide, it gets way up, almost to the other side. But it has to be very high. It has to be like almost 10 feet high, because there's drift debris way up in where the poison ivy grows this high. It loves that area. I don't know why it grows in sand. It is. You could probably lay on it. So that was the part there. The harbor used to have islands all over the place, and they dredged them all out. And right off Poquott Beach between Walnut and Washington, there's one spot they didn't dredge enough. If you look on the chart, all of a sudden it's 12 feet, goes back down. It's a little lump there. It must be 10 feet square. And when it's really, really rough, you can see the waves in the head. There's a pattern as they go over that.
We used to clam there.
No, not on that. We went clam. There used to be grass. They had an island there, but that is gone. There's not a clam there if you lie. There's no clams. Near the beaches there are, but that clam flats, on a weekend there would be people all over there clamming because a boat landed like this, because it went over and got stuck till the tide came back. That was awful. There was a lot of tall ships that come in. Before they put in the powerhouse, I knew it as Wells Shipyard, but there was a ship where there was a 5-masted schooner. You could see the mast way up over the trees. So I could see it from my bedroom window. And that was neat. All kinds of railroads. And right adjacent to that, where the sewage used to run out, that was the beach where you swam.
What?
That little bit of beach there where I think the university has a boat or two in there, next to Crafters. And the outlet was out maybe 100 feet. You could see it coming up. It's not good. But they swam there. That was it.
Kind of like Rio.
Yeah, I mean, what do we know? It was water, it was hot, and you didn't have AC, and you didn't have fans, you know. mechanical. Some summers were very hot. The hurricanes, I experienced them mostly on the water. You get down there, you have a bottle on the beach. So you lay it down and the sand is drifting like snow, smoke. Come back a little while later, it's all frosted, that whole side. Sting your legs, so we go in the water. Waves are over our head. I don't know why we did this. I guess because the water was there. It's like Mount Everest. You climb it because it's there. So we're in the water. Don't hurry. Hopefully not to get hurt, but we all lived to tell about it. I think it was 5 of us. When I was in grammar school, there was 6 families in Poquott that stayed for the whole winter. And my father being the road commissioner, he didn't plow them all. He didn't plow Chestnut Street on the opposite side.
East.
The side, yeah, east. He didn't plow, so we used to have a sleigh ride. Right down.
Wow.
No cars. New Street didn't plow that one either. As a matter of fact, that didn't get paid for a number of years because of various things, and that got rutted and had a big sand pile at the bottom. And finally, another house or two got built, and they paved it. It was a lot of things happening as kids. When I was smaller, I didn't have a rowboat, and I wanted to get to the beach. I get down by the flats, and I'd swim over, then I'd swim across the channel, walk all the way out to Mount Rizzi or Beltanner, walk back, swim back, and then swim across and swim back home. I'd leave when the sun came up. And my mother said, "Be sure to get back before it gets dark," and I did. And she said, "You have a good day?" I said, "Yeah." I was sunburned to it. We drink out of the puddles in the hills, ate berries.
Good times.
We were-
Now you don't let your kids out in the backyard.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that always a parking lot then at California Park? Was that a
No.
parking lot
No,
then?
that was a beach.
Yeah.
Had a
Because
beach.
when my kids were small, all the mothers would gather on that beach with our kids, and
So that wasn't
we,
parking.
It wasn't paved in those days.
no, it was grass.
But I
So you
mean,
bring
the
a
parking area,
blanket.
it had poles in it, so you could park the cars against each other, which wasn't a lot of cars, most people just walked to the beach.
But there was none of those rocks. It
No,
was
there
all
no
grass.
breakwater there.
So
And
then, if you had a hurricane, or how would the water come up?
Yeah, it comes
Yeah.
up on
How far did you ever see it come up? Just
Yeah,
up to the
just
stop
about.
sign? Oh,
But the waves, by then there was no waves, it
yeah,
was just standing type water.
Did you say that only 6 families in the winter? in
Yeah, that's
Buffalo?
all it was there.
Really?
It was Van Brunt and us. Tinker always went South America someplace.
Yeah.
See, there was somebody on Van Brunt Manor Road, there's 2 people, one was a doctor, I never went that far, so I wasn't going anywhere, so I didn't go there. And, my cousin, the Ryans, they lived there, then the Underwoods came in about 47, 48.
And the Foley's also.
The Foleys, yeah, they were there. That makes you go around, there's not many people. There was 1 or 2 up on the beginning of Washington Street, I don't remember who.
Edward.
The Edwards, yeah. Gildersleeve, that was it.
They walked there.
Ernie Gildersleeve. Yeah.
One of the tuck houses at Elko.
Yeah. That was, I remember the number 6. It wasn't a lot of people, but it was enough that you had to plow almost all the streets. But if there was nobody on the street paying for it, that was interesting. 47, 48, 47 maybe. We had a snowstorm that was, I don't know, it was hot. I was 8 years old, so, but it was during Christmas break. So we weren't in school, so we couldn't benefit from it. My father had Charlie Barad, he was the town road commissioner, plowing it with half tracks from World War II. And Charlie Barad says, "All my equipment's broken." He says, "Well, you got a bulldozer." It was a gasoline one. So from Miller Place, he drove that all the way down 25A to Poquott, plowed all the roads. There's pictures of it right up the top of the signs. We were clear. There was no place you could go unless you wanted to go Miller Place. He clouded as he went along. And here you could see the little marks, little lines. There was nobody on the road to tell him not to do that. We got plowed. Because my mother was on call. She always worked on call as a registered nurse. Normally, we'd call at night.
Operating room.
In the operating room, she had to get there. And then when none of the kids were going to school anymore, she still kept working there, but she donated all the money she made. She made the IRS flag her every year, and she said, "Here it is." That's the way she was. Very benevolent. People with shots in the Poquott area if they had some condition, say going to the doctor, she would be registered enough to give them a shot. You know, you boil a thing in water or whatever. I would throw away plastic and those. There was no plastic. So we had old glass. Yes.
Do you still remember which house is the oldest one in Poquott?
Not really. I know ours is 1900 more or less.
I think it was 1902.
Oh, that red house, that big red house?
Brundage.
No, our house was, that his father bought was in 1902, I think.
Yeah, my grandfather, in the asphalt business, the mob came in on him and said that they shook him down. They said, you gotta pay so your wagons don't get broken. And
Fig.
he says, there's police. And they said, your wagons are gonna get broken. So they had to pay him $5 a week so the wagons would get broken. He couldn't sleep, and he sold the business. 46 and went to 86. But during that time, he invested in the stock market, which 29 cleaned him kind of. But he built a lot of the houses around there, and he rented them. And as time went along, he'd sell this one, he'd sell that one. He must have built, I don't know, a dozen houses or so. I don't know how many, because I asked my father, he said, we don't talk about this. I don't know. But that's okay. It's all his asphalt business holdings were in his wife's name, Carolyn. So there was something going on there. I don't know what that was. I know that he was paving Central Park, and he left a pile of gravel or whatever overnight, and a wagon hit that, and it fell over, and somebody got hurt or killed. I don't know what happened. Big lawsuit. That's a landmark case. If you put something in the street, you're responsible for anything that happens, period. You know, it's a benchmark. Because I looked that one up.